good, y'all? It's the one and only King Cal 516 live in the mix, and this is the Switch Flame Podcast. So by now, I'm pretty sure you guys have heard that Ben Simmons has returned to the Philadelphia 76ers. We're going to dive into this, but before we do, please check out the website, www.switchflames.com. Hit us up on Twitter, @SwitchFlames, and definitely check out the Facebook and YouTube page, @SwitchFlames Podcast. So Ben Simmons has returned to the Sixers. He's done take his COVID test. And, he's just waiting to be cleared. Now, what is this going to entail moving forward? We shall remain to wait and see as far as that goes. But all indications are pointing to Ben Simmons will rejoin the team. And Ben Simmons will be playing with the Philadelphia 76ers in the meantime. I do not believe this is Ben Simmons' way of saying that he's going to try to make it work out. I do believe Ben Simmons does not want to lose millions and millions of dollars. I think this is completely just business, and I think this is completely just about making sure you secure the bag and don't give up all that money, because the Sixers definitely were playing hardball and they were finding Ben Simmons as much as they could to set a standard and prove a point that we're not going to tolerate you missing games. And so Ben Simmons is back. How's that going to go over in the locker room remains to be seen. I do think some bridges are burned. But at the end of the day, if you're Ben Simmons, hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I think Ben Simmons is done with Philadelphia. He's going to get, those fans are going to give it to him. Trust me, the Philadelphia 76ers fans, mark my words, they're going to give it to Ben Simmons. They're going to yell at him. They're going to scream at him. They're going to curse at him. They're going to say a lot of negative things towards him. But if you're Ben Simmons, hey, get your money. I'm okay if players are unhappy with the situation. I get it, but hey, get that contract, get your money. It's once in a lifetime that you have this opportunity to make generational wealth. Get your money, get all of it that you can, keep working hard. But I do believe for Ben Simmons, the best situation is he gets traded to a team that's building around him and he continues his career with a fresh start. I think that's what's going to be best for Ben Simmons. I am of the persuasion that his course of reign in Philadelphia has ended and he just needs a fresh start, and I think that's going to be the best thing for his career. But this is similar to the James Harden situation. He'll go back, he'll start playing, teams will start seeing him play, it'll kind of raise his value. There's going to be a few teams out there that get off to a bad start that at that point might be willing to come off some key players that they are not willing to come off at the moment, and maybe those players will be more of the type of players that the 76ers will be interested in getting for Ben Simmons, and you might see a deal. I think that a deal is more likely around, that December kind of time frame, just a little bit closer to the trade deadline. I don't think it's going to take to the trade deadline, but I think somewhere in that December area, there's going to be a lot of teams that's played enough games to kind of see the direction of their season, and I think Ben Simmons will get traded then. I think the Sixers will still continue to win with Ben Simmons. I do think that the Sixers will have a good record. I don't think it's going to hit the fan. You know what I mean? I just think that the locker room situation will be a little rough. And there's going to be some veterans in there in that locker room that try to hold it together. I can see like a veteran, for instance, like a Danny Green, a player like that. I can see being very crucial and try to just keep everything just professional in the locker room per se. I don't know about Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers, I'm just going to be honest. If you look at his history and past, Doc Rivers has said a lot of things in the media about a lot of players, and then something completely different happens. If you even recall with the whole Blake Griffin situation, and then Blake Griffin gets traded to Detroit after they done secured Blake Griffin, after they done said that, all these great things about Blake Griffin, then they trade him to Detroit, after he signs that extension. So it just came off like it was ingenuine, and Blake Griffin was just always going to be a piece that they look to move on from to get value for. You know what I mean? But everything that was said about Blake Griffin leading up to that contract, that contract extension was totally different. So with Doc Rivers, it's kind of shaky sometimes what you take from him, what he says. But neither here nor there. Like I said, I personally just believe this Ben Simmons situation is going to play out at least to the trade deadline, probably before that, probably sometime in December. He'll get traded to a team that, is not liking the way things are going, and they get a little more desperate and willing to give up on some players that they were high on that maybe they're not as high on anymore, and 76ers might be more interested. And I think that's how it's going to go. But anyhow, hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you think about this whole Ben Simmons drama that's going on. How do you think it will end up? What team would you like to see him on? Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Definitely appreciate your support. It's the boy, King Cal 516 signing off. This has been the Swiss Flame Podcast, y'all.